Ladies and gentlemen, I've been working on this project for 2 years. Today is the day that you guys are gonna see the world's first, let me show it to you guys, the world's first built LT6 engine ever. Alright guys, behind me is the world's first built LT6 Corvette that Mr. Tommy here at Boostline and I have been working on for 2 years. He's gonna talk a lot about the tech specs on this motor, but trust me, we've dreamt about this, we've thought about this, we've looked over this, and you've been the mad scientist behind this whole project that's put this together. This is a BoostDistrict exclusive with Boostline, LT6 motor, and I'm gonna hand it to you, Mr. Tommy.
Yeah.
Give him the good stuff.
Yeah, so, you know, one of my employees down here, I remember him coming in and showing me pictures from an online article about these LT6, LT7 engines and how cool they were, and I actually made the comment that, you know, those are really cool, but get ready, it'll probably be 10 years before we see the first one. And literally within 2 or 3 months of that, you're calling saying, hey, I've got this LT6 project that we're wanting to work on. I'm like, bring it. So it was really cool to get to work with companies like ARP and Kinetic. We worked with them to work out the details of putting together the very first main sub kit and head stud kit for this thing, and then we worked with Kinetic to develop the first MLX Kinetic head gaskets for it. We worked with, that's,
when you guys
exactly
see
what's
this
in it.
in your shelves, remember, BoostDistrict and Boostline put this together. It came from this engine that you're going to be seeing the first Kinetic gasket, the ARP rod,
Head studs and main studs.
Head stud and main studs. All of that came from them to measuring, and this motor is getting the first of the first.
It's a custom total seal ring package, and then we work with CP Carrillo to build the connecting rods and pistons.
Billet rods, right?
Yeah, billet steel rods. So the LT6 is a factory, and actually we have one right here, so you can see what this thing is so pretty. I've got it sitting over here like artwork, but this is the factory titanium connecting rod that comes in the LT6. This is a rod and piston that came out of this engine when Raj brought it to me. And so this was originally manufactured for GM by CP in Pankow, which is all part of that CP Carrillo group. So honestly, working with CP Carrillo was a no-brainer because they already were intimately familiar with what was going on. And so the LT6 in a version like this came in was 12.5 to 1. And so the goal here is we're putting twin turbos on it, going to make big power. And so really we were pretty much shooting for LT7 spec, but it is a little, you know, the rod and piston combination that's in this particular engine is rated higher than what's in the factory LT7. So the rod is a little shorter, the compression height's a little taller, and the dome volume is less, so that our new static compression ratio is 9.8.
Yeah, so the main goal on this car is to making 1,050 wheel horsepower on 93 octane. Jose's car is going to be seeing different fuels also on top of that if we want to turn it up. Now that DCT tuning is available, we're going to have to play a lot with RPM, with power, with clutches, so this is going to be awesome.
Yeah, right on.
Very exciting time to be showing this out because we're going to be making a lot of power all throughout the C8 platform. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
because we've already been doing the sleeve block stroker motor, the 427s with the LT2 in the family.
And I'm excited on that. We're picking that motor up today. We're picking this motor up today, and both of those cars are going to be heavy hitters. So
yes, absolutely. It's pretty cool to be a part of the C8. You know, the platform and all, being some of the first to develop all this stuff.
And this is the first of everything.
Yeah.
First billet rod, first aftermarket piston, first head gasket, first main and head studs.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, that is the very first built motor.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. The next thing that we just needed to do is have Stanadyne. I know you're watching, Chris. Give me the first set of LT6 injectors to go in this car so we can make a lot of power all DI.
Oh yeah, right on. Cool. That's new to me. That sounds exciting.
And what else do you want to talk about this thing? I know you had a big project. What did you do to the heads?
Really, we didn't do anything to the heads other than just service them. I mean, we took them apart,
clean them up.
We did a valve job. Yes. You know, cut the seats, ground the valves, back cut the valves, lapped them. You know, set everything up, new seals. But no, I mean, really, they aren't ported. These are still unported heads. So yeah.
I mean, we were not looking for 15, 1600 horsepower, but this can take that. This,
it could absolutely. Yeah,
and we don't
really
be porting it too for that level because we were just going to shove the boost.
I mean, I think I would have been way more interested in going down that path if we were trying to make maximum effort naturally aspirated power. Knowing that it was going to be forced induction, I knew that was
not necessary.
Porting and picking up head flow is going to help anywhere ever.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't matter what the combination is, but it does become less important if it's boosted.
Correct.
So, and these heads, they're killer.
Yes.
GM did a pretty badass job.
They did a badass job with this motor, and keeping it together was definitely a task that we were put up to.
Oh yeah. But the architecture of this thing is it's a hoss.
Yeah.
I can just tell by the way the design of everything. You can beat on it.
Yeah, and we have intricate pictures. I know you took a lot of pictures.
Yeah, I've got hundreds of pictures.
We're gonna keep showing them out here while we're rolling, so you guys can see just the whole thing apart. And I just really wanted to show you guys the amount of effort that goes into the back end of what we do at BoostDistrict. We're not just a shop that shoves parts in. We really have to think through everything from the wheels and tires to the bolts to the chains to the engine, the transmission, the clutch. Everything has to work with harmony and just not shoving parts through. And obviously there are some testing phases that goes with that. But this was planned 2 years ago, and you're just now seeing it in person.
Yeah. Thank you for choosing KPE and Boostline Performance as your home for all this machine work.
Always, all the badass motors that we have.
Yeah. Y'all got to sit down on the dyno session this morning. I'm glad that y'all got to come see
that. That was fun controlling it. I kind of want to do more of that.
Yeah.
I'll come over here and just start doing that every day.
Oh, was that you? I was hearing in there. Okay,
I had to flip it.
I heard some stuff, and I was like, what's he doing in there? That doesn't sound normal. That's not part of a normal dyno session. So, yeah, right on. That's cool.
Alright, while we're out here showing you guys the built engine, I'm going to hand it over to Tommy. He's going to show you guys the process of building a motor. So Tommy, I guess give us a quick
welcome to KPE Racing and home of Boostline Performance. The room out there you just saw is where all the glamorous stuff happens, all the nasty cleaning and all that. But we've got the ultrasonic machine for thoroughly cleaning all the parts that go into an engine, the spray wash cabinet, deblast cabinet, caustic vat, steam cleaner, all that. Once everything is clean, clean enough to work on, what we have here is cylinder head department, valve grinder, seat and guide machine, head surfacer. This area is just for general deburr and work. Have the middle lathe for whatever, machine work needs to be done. This area is where all the rotating assemblies are balanced, so we have the gram scale and the fixture for weighing rods, big end, small end, make up your bobs, spin balance crankshafts here.
So this is where we basically measure the pistons or the crank to count?
What happens at this table, the balancing process, we weigh the rod, the piston, the wrist pin, the locks, the rings, the rod bearing, all of that goes into a formula to come up with what is called a bob weight. So you measure, you weigh all your components, you put them in, you come up with a bob weight. You make the bobs weigh, this simulates the weight of your rod and piston on the crank. You take the crankshaft on the spin balancer, very similar to seeing your wheels and tires balanced at a tire shop. But we put the crankshaft on here with the bobs, it spins it, the machine tells you where to add or remove weight, and we balance the crankshaft. And then we come to the Rottler F69 ATC Machine Center. This is where we do all of the block blueprinting work, and this is where I can machine these blocks for the sleeves. This is where we can cut cam tunnels, lifter boards, stroker clearance, obviously we deck it and do all that work. Once the block is dimensionally correct, it'll come across the way into the home. And this is a 6-liter block. This is a torque plate. So in case anybody doesn't know what a torque plate is, it allows you to simulate the stresses that the head bolts or head studs put on that block, without having to have the cylinder head on it. So we put the torque plate on so that we can torque up those ARP head studs, duplicate that stress that's being put into the block so that we can hone those cylinders perfectly round, straight top to bottom. All the surface finish work is verified with a profilometer. And then this was the original assembly room, which honestly not a lot of assembly goes on in here anymore, because I'll show you those 2 new clean rooms over across the way where Lee Warren and Dylan Briggs do all the.
I think we did that tour on the last video.
Okay, so y'all have already been across the way.
Yes, we've been on the other side. Okay. We haven't been in your special side right here.
All right, and then once everything is together, and we come into the dining room. Excuse the clutter, but this has been a very busy room for the last few weeks. It's really that. Right now we're dynoing I'd say 4 to 5 engines a week at least. There are some days where we're trying to run 2 or 3 a day across it. So this is a pretty busy end of the shop.
Every single engine that we build at BoostDistrict, 99% of it is engine dyno, because we want to make sure that it has good oil pressure, it's healthy, it's ready to drop in, it's already broken in.
Yeah, we break
and
it
there's
in,
no
we
leaks.
do all that break in.
Yes.
And then by the time it gets to you, the first oil change has been
Yes.
done. You know, we
no
run it
guesswork.
on maximum break-in oil. Once we're through with the dyno session, the oil filter comes off, we cut it apart, do particle inspection. So yeah, that way whenever it's going in the car, you know it's right.
Yes.
You know, you're not going to waste all that time and labor of fully dressing it and getting it into a car to find that it has something as simple as a oil.
Exactly.
You know, that could mean hours.
And we've done that.
Oh, I know.
And
Yeah.
the cost of dynoing it is a lot cheaper
Yeah.
than the labor of taking it all apart.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we'll end
Yes,
it
sir.
there. We'll get this in the car. If you guys have an LT6 that you want to get built, I've been teasing a lot of people that has called us. Now you see it in person, live, and it's going to be live on the website. If you guys have a C8 Z06, ready to rock and roll, we have all the files needed to order more of these parts, and we'll probably have them in stock too. So get on the site. Let's build your LT6 to make more than 1100 horsepower to the wheels. This is your ticket right here, ready to go at boostdistrict.com and with Boostline. Let's go.